Picture the scene. You're stood at a party with a drink in hand with a stranger in front of you who you thought was attractive about 5 minutes ago, but now they're stood there waffling on about how their flight got delayed last week, how they've had knee pain for the last 3 weeks, or how the weather is incredibly grey, dull and boring lately. And you're stood there thinking, why does everyone engage in small talk? It is incredibly boring, and worse yet, why do I always find myself on the receiving end of this nonsense? Well, first realisation of the day is you only hate small talk because you fail to see its purpose. That is, we engage in small talk to prevent hurt. It is only by engaging in small talk, those few moments of give and take as a conversation opens, that we're able to see who this person is and what topics they will tolerate if we take this conversation further. Second of all, small talk also does one more thing. It lays the foundations for these deeper conversations to happen. It is only by engaging in small talk that we can transition into the conversations that we want to have with this person that feel a lot more meaningful and foster a better chance of connection between us and them. Because expecting people to open themselves and the deepest crevices of their soul to you like that is lazy. Bit of an accusation thrown your way. Sorry, you just clicked on a YouTube video to probably have a bit of fun and unwind after work. But sorry, it's lazy. I'm guilty of this as well. But Lewis, I feel as if in my conversations I always get stuck in small talk and can never transition into these deeper topics. Well, one more realisation for you, son. You have a lot more conversational freedom than you think. At any moment during this other person's ramblings, or you both getting stuck in small talk, you have the responsibility and the choice to change the topic, if you so please, into something deeper. If, when their small talk dies down in the conversation and that bit of awkward silence is there where you're both thinking, oh, what should we say next? That's your opportunity. Bit of a random one, but I really like philosophy, and I know most people don't. So I was just wondering if you have any weird interests of your own. This is going to sound really random and out of the blue, but you seem like a really well put together person. Was you raised well? I'm going to be honest, but small talk makes me feel a bit uncomfortable. Can I ask you a direct question? Are you single? Oh. Moving on. Look, people hate this word. Initiative, which means if you take it in your conversations, people will love to keep you around and they will love to talk to you. Not that that is the goal of everything, but if you recognise where your responsibility lies in the conversation, which is, if you find yourself engaging in small talk too much with people sometimes, then you're not taking responsibility for taking initiative by changing the topic, asking something random to see what their reaction will be. And maybe not everyone will like your suggestions to move away from small talk and into deeper conversations. Jesus Christ, I tried a technique that works. Very much so, but it worked so well that I overused it. Last Christmas I was in Tenerife with my friend, sat at a table with 2 German girls, and the conversation died down after we had some small talk about, oh, where did you go to university, blah blah blah, and all of this stuff, and awkward silence came up and I just went, right, what should we talk about now? And it was great. And for the next 2 or 3 minutes we engaged in this collective problem solving where we were all thinking, what would we like to talk about? Just don't use that too much, because I did that about 5 times in that conversation and we were all like, okay, this isn't really working anymore. Take initiative by going first, going positive and being constant in doing it. The last thing I want to mention. Here we are. Us. This is us. Because we are a collective. And this is the blah 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 machine. Blah. Blah. Give them 2 blahs. And they're waffling on about a parking ticket, or they're waffling on about the weather. Never mistake appearances for reality, because a skilled conversationalist, which is what you are, what was I going to say? A skilled conversationalist works with whatever material they have, which is to say, if someone is waffling on about a parking ticket they got 2 weeks ago, maybe this highlights their views as to authority figures. Or if they're talking about the weather in a certain way, You can pick up on this and see how maybe they're experiencing a more than melancholic mood at the moment. Never mistake appearances for reality, because if you think that the people who engage in small talk are just some shallow people who always want to stay in that surface level conversation, then allow me to highlight one thing. We can be sure this person has also experienced loss, struggled in a relationship with a parent, and we can be damn near certain that they have a weird hobby or habit that they do, that they keep secret from everyone else and just do in the confines of their room, that if questioned about, they would love to talk about. So if you think you have nothing deeper to talk about with people besides small talk, just don't mistake appearances for reality, which is to say, don't interpret this person's small talk as an encapsulation of the entirety of their being. We'll leave it there, shall we? See you in a bit.